the ships in World of Warships, the Emden has one of the more productive histories. Sister ship to the Dresden, she completed the 2 ships of the Dresden class. Armed with 10 4.1-inch guns and 2 torpedo tubes, she sailed with a top speed of 23.5 knots, which wasn't too shabby for a pre-World War I ship. Commissioned in 1909, she was quickly sent to Asia as part of the East Asia Squadron and spent a fair amount of time in the region, which included protecting European expatriates during the Chinese Revolution. Emden would move back closer to Germany during the outbreak of World War I in 1914. Her first major victory was capturing the Russian steamer Prizren the day after Germany declared war on Russia. Emden, being the fastest cruiser in the East Asia Squadron, was well suited towards being a raider, and was moved to the Indian Ocean where she quickly captured or sank 6 more ships. Emden then bombarded Madras, firing 130 shells and blowing up oil tanks in the process. After this, Emden captured another 6 vessels, including a British steamer. Emden then moved to Penang in British Malaya, where the ship engaged the Russian cruiser Jemchug. At 300 yards, Emden fired torpedoes and opened up with guns, causing serious damage. One of Emden's torpedoes tore the Russian cruiser apart and it quickly sank. Emden then left the harbor and encountered the French destroyer Moquet, which she quickly dispatched as well. Emden would meet her fate at the Cocos Islands, where the superior HMAS Sydney came into contact with her. Emden fired first, knocking out Sydney's at-fire control station. Sydney closed in though and began to fire with her larger shells. Emden made several attempts at torpedo runs, but Sydney was able to evade. A relentless barrage continued to cripple Emden, and finally the ship's captain, Karl von Muller, made the decision to run her aground to save his crew. The Sydney kept firing until the Emden's crew was able to raise white flags, at which point she backed off and away. Emden remained beached at North Keeling Island, where waves battered her to pieces for several decades until she was finally scrapped in the 50s. In total, Emden sank 2 warships and sank or captured 16 British steamers and 1 Russian merchant ship, totaling over 70,000 gross registered tons. So valuable were her achievements, Kaiser Wilhelm II awarded the Iron Cross to the ship and announced a new Emden would be built with an Iron Cross on her bow. In World of Warships, the Tier 2 Emden may not have torpedoes, but she is just as deadly as her real-life counterpart. Most may thumb their noses at a Tier 2 giveaway ship, but this is no Aurora. The Emden is a ship-wrecking machine. When armed with AP, the Emden shreds through most of the Tier 1 ships encountered with its high rate of fire. The vast majority of Tier 2 ships don't stand much of a chance either. Even in a battle with Tier 3 ships, the Emden is very capable. While the range might not seem great, adding advanced fire training gives Emden an unfair advantage over almost every ship in Tiers 1, 2, and even 3. If you are into chasing achievements and have yet to unleash the Kraken, the Emden provides an excellent opportunity for that, provided you have no qualms with clubbing hapless seals in lower tiers. A graceful-looking ship with a rich and successful history, the Emden is a legend of naval lore and is worth keeping around.